Well, hi everyone. Here it is Thursday, and I'm all out of breath and I'm tired. I've been out in the garden and I've been picking tomatoes like mad. I've got 7 buckets of tomatoes picked, and for me to pick that many tomatoes it took me all day long, because I get out of breath so bad today that when I'm standing up and I pick a few, but just as soon as I bend over, it's just like cutting the air right off from me. So I have to raise up and I'm gasping, but I've got a lawn chair sitting at the end of the row, so I go and I sit down. So I sat down there for about 10 minutes or so. Then I get up and I go and I pick or maybe 5 minutes or so, and I bend over and there I go again. I gotta go sit down again because I can't breathe. So it has taken me doing that all day long, just picking the tomatoes. But I brought in my tomatoes. We call them rest tomatoes, R-E-S-T, rest tomatoes. People says I've never heard of them before in my life. No, I don't guess you have. Because there is a story behind it. Here about maybe 8 years ago, I felt like, or maybe it's been longer than that. I guess it's been 10 years or more now. It has. It's been like 10 or 12 years ago. I was really feeling good in those days, and I like to fool around with the garden stuff, and I like to take the bees and I like to take the pollen from one plant and put it in another plant. And so I was fooling around with this one tomato plant, and I was taking the pollen from supposed to be big tomato plants, from one to the other, and you know something, the plant didn't grow that high. I bet it didn't even get over 3 feet high. But then the blossoms come and the tomatoes start growing, and I have never seen such big tomatoes in all of my life come over that plant. They were all 2-pound tomatoes or more. I'm not kidding you. It was, everybody here in the neighborhood wondered what kind of tomato plant was that. I told them that's the rest plant. They says, well, what in the devil is a rest plant? I says, Ronetta Super Tomato. That's how I came up with the name, Ronetta Super Tomato, rest. So I waited and let one just get so ripe. It was just mushy ripe. So therefore the seed had fully matured. And then I carefully took this tomato and I took the seed out and I dried them out real good, and I thought, well, I'll save the seed from that. Well, I saved the seed and I started growing tomatoes. And right after that, it was nearly every year that I'd have at least, one year I had a 2.5-pound tomato, but lots of 2 pounds or just a little over 2 pounds, and always a pound and a half, up to 2 pounds of tomatoes. So off of that, and so anyway, I just kept doing that, and then when I got the seeds started running out after a couple of years or so of me planting them, then I took the largest and the nicest, 2 biggest and nicest tomatoes, and I would let them ripen and do the same thing, and I'd save the seed. So I have been doing this through the years. So anyway, I want to show you. Isn't that a nice tomato? Aren't these nice tomatoes? Yeah, aren't them nice? That's got a little blemish on it. But aren't them nice tomatoes? And I just got buckets full of them. What? Here I have And one of these is 1.5 pounds, another 1.25, and the other a 1 pound tomato. I just wanted you to see just what, this is a 1.5 pound tomato. This is a 1.25 pound tomato. Everything's so fuzzy. And this is a 1 pound tomato. But see, I've got other, I didn't dig clear to the bottom of the bucket, but all of them's a pound. There was a guy come by, called me up, wanted tomatoes today. He come by and he got 20 pounds tomatoes. He didn't get too many tomatoes because when he came, he seen my tomatoes, and the larger tomatoes are heirloom, or they called heirloom because they are so large. But anyway, he wanted to know where I got the plants from. I said I raised them. So anyway, I just wanted all of you to see my big tomatoes. And this is what I've been doing all day. And he bought 20 pounds of tomatoes, so that was $15 worth today for me. So I was real pleased with that. But he sure didn't take too many tomatoes to make that much. He said he was going home and make salsa. I told him that the giant, now I've got some giant Romas, and they weigh about 3/4 pound. And from 1/2 pound to 3/4 pound. Now they're a larger Roma, but they are not as juicy and as many, probably not as many seeds. These don't have a lot of seed. But no, he wanted, he said those were the most beautiful tomatoes he ever seen in his life. Or this year, around here. And he says only 75 cents a pound. He said that out on the farm, the big tomatoes like that, they're wanting $2.99 a pound for them. Well, he got a bargain here today. Because we don't put no poisons, or we don't spray with poisons or anything on ours. Because we eat the food, we like the food. So our food is good. Well, this is enough about the tomatoes. So I just want to say God bless all of you and keep you. And I keep all of the YouTubers in my prayers. I pray for all the YouTubers. So God bless and keep you.